Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Charles here, or the Burien prepper. No, just kidding. I do live in the city of Burien, which is very close to Seattle, right next to SeaTac Airport. Anyway, I just wanted to show you, this is the Mystery Ranch In and Out. It's rated as a 19-liter collapsible, like a day pack type of thing. Now this thing's kind of nice because you can't see it very well because I've got this saw attached in front of it, but there is a pocket in here and you can store the entire backpack inside of this pocket. And this thing's about 8.5 by 4.5 by about 3 inches thick, and you can put this in another backpack and luggage, or you can hang it on your belt or something like that. Typically I'll keep this thing inside of my vehicle just in case I need to have ready access to a backpack and get out of there. Sometimes I'll have a shit hits the fan backpack in my vehicle, but where I work in the city of Seattle, there's a lot of break-ins and things like that, so I don't really want to have all this expensive stuff inside of my vehicle. Where I keep this, it's stowed away in a pretty hidden area, and then if I need it I can just put this and the other stuff in there. Typically when people break in where I'm at, they're just going to grab whatever they can see very easily. So I'm not leaving it overnight over there or something like that, to where they can have more time to search for things. Anyway, this is a pretty interesting little pack. I have used it before as a day pack. Haven't shown it on the YouTube just because there's plenty of videos on this thing, but I will show you a couple of things that I do with it and what I like about this and maybe what I don't like. So let's kind of start. So on the front here you can see I put one of the flare pouches. It's the USGI Flare Pouch, and it's got the MOLLE system to attach to the Powell's webbing and things like that. Now with this backpack is you've got all these different loops here. We can attach different things onto the outside. So in this instance I've put this flare pouch, and I've got my my Baco Laplander right here. And so this is a great little pouch, because you can put a lot of different things inside here. You can use a little bit larger flashlight. You can do the Laplander, obviously. I don't have a silky, so I'm not sure if some of the silkies like the Domboy or stuff like that will fit in here. I think they will, but and then obviously because it's a MOLLE, you can put it on your tactical backpacks and things like that, but you can wear this on your belt as well, just depending on whatever configuration you want. They do make this in different colors. This one is in coyote brown because a lot of my stuff is coyote brown, but I think they even have it in black, and I might look for that. It's not super important to me, at least on this one. I like to match things when I can, but don't want to spend $13 for another pouch. This specific one I got for $10, and I think it was Thunderhead Thunderhead Outfitters on eBay, and they've got a website as well. And I think it's worth it. I originally was thinking I was going to put an asp, you know, one of those collapsible clubs inside of there, but it's too, you know, my asp is, the diameter is too small and it's not long enough, so it doesn't work in my situation for that. Now maybe if you have a longer asp, it might work in there. Not for me. But this is something you might look for. I don't get any money from Thunderhead Outfitters, and I'm just telling you where I got this thing from. You can buy whatever the heck you want. I don't get money, things like that. Anyway, but I really like this little holster or pouch, or whatever you want to call this. So let's take a look at the backpack. So on the top, you've got a nice, readily accessible pocket. So I've got my sunglasses, got my headphones, got some pogie bake or snacks, as you want to say. And there's actually a lot more room inside of here. Let me see if I can get this stuff back in. But behind there's some mesh in between the main compartment and this, and you can kind of see there's still more room in there, so I can put a lot of stuff inside of there. Now obviously on the front you've got this mesh pouch which doubles as the storage, and this thing's going to be about 8.5 inches long, 4.5 wide, up to, I guess they say, about 4 inches depth, but when I pack the stuff in, it's about 3. This backpack only weighs 1 pound, which might be kind of heavy for these collapsible backpacks, but this thing it seems like it's going to be very strong. I've taken it out one time before, but the way it's constructed, it seems like it's still more than bomb-proof for this size of pack. Okay, so I already showed you these things here. On the side here, you do have a pocket. Now I only have a 16.9 ounce water in here. I've seen pictures of where people have put in like a full-size Nalgene, like a 32 ounce. That's a super stretch for this, and then they're probably fidgeting trying to get that thing out of here. On the inside, the main compartment, they do have this bag, and this bag is meant for a 2-liter bladder. I have a 3-liter bladder. I haven't tried to fit it in there. I don't really think I want to. I mean, if I'm doing a little day hike, I don't need 3 liters of water inside of here. What I've done instead, though, is because this thing is just fabric, there is no frame sheet inside of here. So I have taken some of this packing foam. It's pretty thin. This is about 1/4 inch, maybe 5/16 thick, just foam. And I put it inside of there because there's no support in this. You know, if you're carrying jackets or stuff that's fluffy and things, you don't really need it. You know, I do put some heavy things or hard things inside of there, and I found that this thing helps me quite a bit. I just cut this thing down. Now this sleeve goes almost all the way down to the bottom of the entire backpack. Try to illustrate for you though. So here's the end of that sleeve. I might be able to get it just a little bit more. And so this makes a great deal as far as giving it a slight, a small amount of rigidity and padding, because inside of here I put my mess kit. I also have an adult beverage, so it's just a Long Island iced tea. But let's pull out the mess kit. So I put the mess kit inside of the gas mask bag. As you can take a look there. Just for expedience, I put it inside of this carrier. If I took it out of here, I might have a little bit more room inside of the pack, but I just wanted to throw this in. I've also got some food, so I've got the fish cock. I've got a life straw. This is actually my son's. I like the Sawyer Mini, but this thing will work in a pinch, just in case I run out of water. I've got something that can filter things. Shit hits the van. Let's take a look inside of this as good as we can. So there's that mesh from that pocket inside of there. And there's actually quite a lot of room. I mean, you can put like a fluffy jacket in here, different things. I keep this in my vehicle in case before the coronavirus, we used to go to different areas in Oregon, Idaho, things like that. I just wanted to have a backpack that was available that I could hide easy, but then I could also carry. So if I was to put this back in this pocket, there is a loop once you do that, and I can hang it on my belt. Now I don't have my belt hook, but you've seen them before. It's a Swedish Army belt hook, and so it's just got a locking hook on there, and I can just hang that on there. And if I am shopping with my family and we want stuff, now I can carry some things, but it keeps it nice and low profile. So let's take a look on the sides here. So on both sides they've got these compression straps. Now they are thin, but this is a very small backpack, so you don't need to have 3/4 inch or 1 inch compression straps on here. Some other things you can do with this strapping is you can put trekking poles if you use those. I don't, but if I wanted to, I could put these on the side. You can put different things onto these if you want. You've got a couple of loops down here on the bottom of the bag, so if you want to attach something on there, I know some people like to do an overnighter, and then maybe they'll put a sleeping bag or something onto the bottom on here. I don't think I'm going to do that, but I might try it. Let's look at the straps. So these things are pretty thin, but they're also wide enough, and because of the size, you don't really need them much wider or padded, because you're not going to be able to put really heavy stuff unless you're putting weights from for exercising or something like that. You could load this thing up, but you don't really want to, just because of the way this thing's built. You've got the carry handle on the top, so you can hang this thing, just pick it up, things like that. I don't know what else there. If you guys have any questions on this stuff, you can post a question or a comment on there, and I will try to answer as soon as I can. I appreciate you guys watching. You stay home and stay healthy. At least that's what they say in my state, right? Thank you.